Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Apple's WWDC, their event yesterday, which left people very, very disappointed. Although I want to be fair to Apple, this is not a conference for hardware, yet a lot of us were hoping that they would slide in a little extra reveal at the end. They did not. But what they did do for us is they left a lot of other disappointments in the event itself. Now, if we really want to look closely, they've brought a few things that are pretty interesting, especially if you're an iOS user. There's a fair few interesting little bits that are coming, and if we read between the lines, then it gives us a little glimpse of what's coming to the hardware side of things in the near future. First off is FaceTime for Android. That's right, Apple is bringing FaceTime to Android, just not how you think. So if you're an Apple user, if you have a FaceTime call going on, you can make a link for that call and send it out to someone else to click on that link and join your call, just like Zoom works. So if I had a FaceTime call going on, I could make a link for that and send it out to anyone, and anyone who clicks on it can join the FaceTime call on their web browser. I would never do that, of course, because you're a stranger on the internet, and I've been told that's pretty dangerous. Another thing that's coming to FaceTime is SharePlay. SharePlay is a little feature where you can share your screen or share a web page or anything that you're watching, including movies, with other people on the FaceTime call. So you can now have a watch party at home, and this theme sort of carries on with some of the other features as well. Apple is sort of homing in on certain set of features that'll allow people to connect better while sitting at home, which was sort of the theme of last year, and looks like it's the theme for 2021 as well. With that in mind, if you find yourself on a FaceTime call and you've got iOS 15, then there's a chance you might experience spatial audio. And what this is basically it separates the voices of everyone on the call and puts them in a room around you, which is a little bit creepy because you can see them in front of you on the phone, but the voice is coming from here. I don't know how I feel about this one, but it could get a little creepy, so that's always fun. Along with that is the fact that you can now blur out your background on a FaceTime call and also cut out noise, which if anyone here has used NVIDIA's GPUs know that that's already possible on NVIDIA Broadcast on your PC. Now you'll be able to do it on iOS and probably Mac devices as well. Now, when Apple was done throwing a little bone for us Android plebs, which lasted all of 10 seconds, they moved on into what they called intelligence. What that means is basically Apple wants its devices to better understand things like photos you take and combine that with location information and any other contextual information it can get to build a better description of the things you take. Basically, it wants its AI to understand the photos that you're taking. So how does this matter to you? Well, with iOS 15, you should be able to take a photo of a piece of text, like a photo of a book, for example, and if there's text on it, your iOS device will understand the text and will allow you to tap on it like you would on a normal email or a message and then copy that text straight off the photo. Additionally, if there's a phone number there, Apple says that the operating system will be able to sense that and allow you to tap on that phone number and make calls without ever copy pasting anything, just basically understanding the text that is there. Apple also wants iOS to be able to understand various elements in your photograph, and they want to do this for a couple of different reasons. One, to catalog your photos better. So they're bringing photos into Spotlight, which is the search feature on iOS. So in the future, if you want to find that photo that you took a year ago, instead of sifting through your 12,000 pointless selfies with your eyebrows slanted just slightly off, you can just search for it. You can just search for it, give contextual information like that photo in that canyon with that orange gorilla, and theoretically iOS should be able to find exactly the photo you want to or a bunch of photos relating to that and present it to you. What remains to be seen is whether it actually works with natural language or not. Like, can you just ask Siri and will Siri understand what you're talking naturally? That's unclear as of right now. But one of the other things that they want to do is for you to be able to click on something on your photo and get contextual information from the internet with regards to that element. So basically what that means is Apple finally wants its AI to learn what a goddamn cat really looks like, because we all know cats are the arch nemesis of artificial intelligence. Actually, cats are the arch nemesis of everything and everyone. So that the next time you take a picture of the cat and you want to find out if that cat is plotting to kill you at night, then what's wrong with you? The answer is obviously it's trying to kill you at night. This is not a question you should be asking. You should know this by now. But more to the point, Apple wants all of this machine learning and deep neural network processing to happen on the device itself. And this is where privacy comes into being. Privacy? Apple repeatedly throughout the conference mentioned privacy and how it's focusing on privacy as well. One of the ways is to make sure that all AI-based processing is happening on your device, and the idea being, as much as possible, your data doesn't leave your device. It's not being processed in the cloud anywhere, it's being processed on device itself. Carrying on with the theme of intelligence, Apple also says that they will have some kind of live translate feature, although they really didn't go into details about this. But from their video, it looked like you should be able to talk in a certain language and it would live translate that into another language. So if two people had iOS devices and had that translating app, theoretically you should just be able to talk in your language to that person. I think this is an awesome feature because all of us have been traveling so much that it's super useful, but it will be in the future. Again, all of this will take part on your phone and on the device. One of the other good things about having everything on your device is that even if you're in an area with spotty connection, you should still have a lot of these features intact and available to you. So you're less dependent on your 4G or 5G connection in the area. That's a good thing. Now, apart from all this, they're also bringing spatial audio to AirPod Pros and AirPod Maxes and whatnot. And if you've got a hearing disability with the AirPods, now you'll have a feature that enhances voices and cuts down on external noise to help you hear other people better. Another area of focus that we saw with Apple is augmented reality. One of the features they're bringing is a tool for developers to develop their augmented reality apps. And instead of taking complex 3D models of an object, which is big and time consuming, they want to make available a tool with which you can just take multiple photos of a certain object and then just convert it into a 3D model and place it in your AR app. So if you had a new product that you wanted to display, for example, and you had an app that people would be willing to download, they can manipulate that product in real time, or it could just be projected onto their table, for example, in augmented reality. This is for the future. Where it's already in play, however, is in maps. Now, Apple Maps has been given a little bit of a tweak. Everything looks a little bit nicer. You now have elevation shown and roads that overlap, like flyovers and such, which is all very nice. But what's really cool about Apple Maps this time around is the fact that it helps people who are a little bit, let's say, navigationally challenged. If you've just come out of a subway or a railway station and you're a little bit confused as to which way you should be going, and maybe you're having a tough time situating yourself on the map. We all know that one person who does that. If you don't, then you might be the one. But that's okay. Apple's got your back. See, now all you have to do is take your phone out and take pictures of your surroundings, and the phone will understand where you are, merge that with your location information, and then give you augmented reality instructions on how to get out of there or go wherever you want to go. Now, all that is for the iOS side of things mostly. So what about Mac OS and what about iPad OS? They did improve multitasking to the point where quality of life is improved a little bit. What was interesting was universal control, which allows you to use your keyboard and trackpad to control multiple Apple devices. So if you have a MacBook and an iPad sitting next to each other, basically you take your cursor across your desktop and to the edge of it, and seamlessly you transition over controlling the iPad. This actually also extends to file transfer. So if you've got something that's on one device and you want to transfer it to the other, you could just move your mouse over to that device which has that file and transfer it over to whichever device you want that file in, which is really cool. It's not new. It's been around in the PC world for quite a while, but there you go. It now, if you're an Apple user, your multitasking and your interoperability becomes slightly better. But really what we all were waiting for was iPad OS multitasking, like proper multitasking, resizable windows, the whole hog. With that M1 chip in the iPad Pro, we all were hoping for a more powerful iPad OS. Looks like we're going to have to wait for that just a little while longer. But what did we learn from all this? Well, a couple of things. One, Apple wants to do a heck of a lot of processing on device itself. What this means is the next iPhone, the iPhone 13, is likely to have a much more powerful chip, because what they mentioned seemed to be a heck of a lot of processing for a mobile chip. Now, maybe your Mac can do it, but for an iOS device to do all of that would be a bit of a strain on resources. So we might see significantly better hardware coming in the new iPhone. What's also been made clear, unfortunately to us, is the M1 iPad Pro will remain handicapped for a while because of the lack of iPad OS support for multitasking. And to see if we really need that extra processing power, given that iPad OS is limiting us anyway, I will be editing a video on an iPad Air to see if that's enough and maybe help you make a decision to spend a little bit less money and get a device that will pretty much be as good as the iPad Pro for practical purposes for now. So you might want to say subscribe for that one. And that's pretty much it. Now, there were a couple of other bits and bobs, but mostly just boring stuff. I think these were the most interesting and most telling things that Apple came out with that gives us a sort of direction of where they want to move in the future. That was basically Apple's WWDC 2021. We'll bring you more updates in the future. Till then, stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful.